I've decided to try a new series on my channel, where every few weeks I dedicate an entire weekend to work on an animation project. And what better to start something like this off than with a challenge, so I set up a little home studio and got cracking. My challenge was to make a short animation within one day. So, to help speed up fabrication, I decided to animate LEGO Star Wars figures in a snow environment. This way I would save time not building anything. I spread some white plasticine on the desk to create the snow-covered floor, which also helped the figures stand up as the plasticine held them in place. I then spent a while finding the right lens to use for the shot, which, while getting the correct camera angle, I almost broke my camera. With the lens and lighting set up, I then positioned the figures for the first shot. Now, since the set was so simple, I didn't need to rotate anything between shots, so I could get away with using the same small patch of plasticine and the same backdrop. Once the set was finished and the lighting set up, all I needed to do was shield the hamster's cage from the lighting so I wouldn't disturb him. I did this using a small box and some tape. I then grabbed my trusty Dragonframe controller and got animating. As it had been some time since I last animated, the first shot I did looked so bad that I had to restart it several times. But after this I got into a good rhythm and was able to get animating. After I completed the first shot, I had a quick lunch break before continuing. What took up more time than needed was when I needed to change which lens I was using, which took ages because some shots I had to use an extension tube and some shots I didn't. My main lens I used was my Contax Yashica 28-70mm macro lens, with a couple shots being made using my 50mm lens, which is what I used the extension tube on. I then recorded the only dialogue with my Tascam recorder, and I made some slight tweaks to the audio before putting it into Dragonframe. Early on in the day, I discovered a problem that got very annoying. When I had the camera mounted on a tripod, the floor would move the camera slightly depending on where my weight was sitting, causing some camera shake. Now, this isn't too noticeable in the final shot, but I noticed it so much that I decided to mount the camera on the desk to stop this problem. After getting most of the shots done, I had a quick fish and chips stop and then carried on into the evening. But unfortunately, with me working the whole day, I wasn't able to finish the short in one day. I was able to animate all the shots, export the footage and put together a rough cut without any effects, which I think was a good place to get to. Even though I had failed the challenge I had set myself, I wanted to finish the film anyway, so after getting out my high-tech official editing keyboard, I set to work on the post-production. Most of the work I did in post was sound design, which was relatively basic, and I also added some muzzle flashes too. After sticking on a short intro and end screen, I had finished. And most importantly, our little friend Hercules wasn't disturbed while I was working. So there we have it, an animated short completed in just over a day. But what would I do better if I were to do it again though? I really feel if I burnt the candle at both ends, I could get it all done in one day. But as this was the first project in a while, I felt I have to build things back up again. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video if you would like to see more content like this in the future. The final project will be out soon, so please stay tuned and subscribe so you don't miss it when I do upload it. I hope you all take care of yourselves and have a good day.